everybody, this is Lee with Creative2xmom, and today I'm going to be sharing with you our 10 family read-alouds for the new homeschool year. So thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Lee and this is Creative2xmom. This channel is all about homeschooling, parenting, and thriving in the day-to-day. Or in the case of today's video, really good books. Today I'm joining a whole bunch of wonderful ladies and sharing with you our 10 family read-alouds for the new homeschool year. So let me tell you who they are. We have The Simple Rugged Path, Diary of a Homeschool Mama, Sodbuster Living, Bytes of Memory, The Brave Homeschooling Mama, Joyful Noise Living, and Faith Through Arrows, as well as myself. I'm going to link all their channels down below as well as the playlist. I'm excited to see the books that they've chosen for the new homeschool year because we love reading aloud as a family. So if you're looking for any inspiration about getting started reading aloud with your kids or continuing the tradition, I hope you'll check out their channels listed down below as well as the playlist. So most of the books that we are using this year I am pulling from our reading shelf as well as our library, but there are a couple that I'm going to need to purchase as we go along. So the first set of books that we have, there's a series of 4. I've had these sitting on our bookshelf for well over a year. These were purchased for us as a gift and we've just not got around to reading them. They look really good. We just haven't had the time in our schedule yet. So the first one is Looking for Home. This is beyond the Orphan Train series. So I have books 1 through 4. The author is, let's see, Arletta Richardson. So again, the first one is Looking for Home. Then we have Whistle Stop West, Prairie Homestead, and Across the Border. I'm not sure if this series goes on any further beyond the first 4, but we have the first 4, so I'm excited to finally read them. The next book I'm going to probably need to purchase. I try to stick with what we have or what I can get from the library, but I've heard really good things about this book and I think it might be worth the investment. It's a book called Journey to Joburg. I know that this book has been mentioned in Brave Writer before. I think it's also been mentioned in Give Your Child the World. I've heard good things about it and my kids are fascinated with that sort of culture and part of the world, and so I think that we are going to probably be purchasing that one to read this year. Then we have The Whipping Boy. This is by Sid Fleischman. I've had this book forever. It was one of those that was discarded from our school library, and we loved By the Great Corn Spoon so much that I grabbed this one and thought we would read it this year. We also have Call It Courage by Armstrong Sperry. Again, this is one that I have had tucked away in our homeschool books for a really long time and we haven't read it yet. So I think my kids are probably about at the age that they might enjoy that one. We also have The Wonderful Flight to the Mushroom Planet by Eleanor Cameron. This was suggested years ago to me and I just have never gotten it on a read aloud list. I believe that the setting is probably California, and I know that this will also branch off into a series. So if we like it, we may go further in the series. I'm just not sure yet. We have The Family Under the Bridge. This is by Natalie Savage Carlson, and something that I want to note on this one is that the illustrations are by Garth Williams. If that name sounds familiar, I believe he's the illustrator of all the E.B. White books, and his artwork is absolutely amazing. Again, another classic that we just have not made time for in the past. And one book that I don't have in front of me right now, and that is Where the Red Fern Grows. I feel like my kids are finally old enough. I kind of waited a little while for my 2 youngest, and Josiah is still kind of young for that one because if I remember correctly, it's a pretty sad book. But we are going to be including that one in our list this year. So that's my 10, but I'm throwing in an 11th, and if we have time, we're also going to be reading Caddy Woodlawn by Carol Ryrie Brink. This is one that we have read in the past, probably the only one of this list I believe that we have ever read before, but it's been a few years, and this is a classic. I love this story, and I was ready to revisit it, so we're going to be using that one as a family read aloud. Of course, I think that we will probably speed through this quicker than the school year because I have a few here that are pretty thin. The Family Under the Bridge, The Whipping Boy, Call It Courage. Some of these are shorter reads. So if we have time, I'm sure we'll be branching out into other things. Of course, we always have an audiobook going on in the car, and for that I'm thinking about possibly redoing the Little House on the Prairie series. We've done it in the past as a read aloud, and I think I can get them all on audiobooks, so possibly that. But we've also been listening to Heroes from History. We've been listening to that series, so I know that there will be plenty more reading in our homeschool. If you're curious to see what we have read and what we've thought of these books, because I mentioned there's only one here that we've ever read before, each month I put up a video sharing with you the books that I read personally as well as what we read with the kids. So in those videos I will be sharing what we think of these read alouds. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out the description box down below so that you can see what everybody else is reading. I'm anxious to see their videos as well. Also, leave me a comment letting me know, do you read aloud with your kids, and what are some of your favorite read alouds? I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys.